guys, today we're making Jamaican stew chicken with some rice and peas. Not rice and peas like the Jamaican one, like actual rice and peas. And we're gonna start this thing off right. You know what we gotta do. Soak it in some lime, vinegar, and salt. This is the veggies that we're gonna chop up and put along with our stewed chicken. You can go in with some other things like thyme, tomatoes, scallion, anything you have on hand. This is what I had, and I wasn't about to go make a grocery run, so. Hey, you guys know I'm Haitian. I can't forget the epice. Come on now. You know me better than that. And I also didn't have any hot peppers, so I have this hot pepper like paste, and I'm gonna use that instead. All right, so now that we have our veggies chopped up, make sure you leave a spring onion and some garlic for there's garlic too. Yeah, make sure you leave some for the rice. Some of this is going in the chicken and some of it is going in the rice. Just the spring onion and the garlic. Exactly. That's gonna go in the rice. Here's the seasoning we're using. We're using some parsley flakes. Remember, that doesn't really have flavor. It's just for show. Oregano, garlic, chicken bouillon, sazon, the tomato and whatever that one is, Creole seasoning, and a little bit of clove. This is just the Haitian in me. I have to, and paprika. And we're gonna drizzle our chicken with some olive oil. Not too much, just a little drizzle, so everything could, soak in nice and good. I pat dried the chicken after it was done soaking, after I rinsed it off, okay? So that's all that happened. So now we're gonna go in and season our baby up, So since I'm not marinating my meat, I'm gonna make sure I add a nice amount of seasoning because I'm not marinating it, I'm cooking it right away. So if you were to marinate it, you can add a little bit less seasoning, because when it marinates for like a day or so, or like overnight, all of that is gonna penetrate the meat. But I'm not doing that, so I'm gonna add a good amount of seasoning right now so that it can be nice and flavorful when we cook it. Okay, like I said, this cloves is more because I'm Haitian and I feel like it'll give it some good flavor. I don't think this is typically in authentic stewed chicken, so that's up to you if you want to put it or not. Okay, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I made it the other day without it and it tasted fine still, so that's up to you. Paprika is also another seasoning that I feel like does not really have much flavor. I mostly add it in my cooking for color because it gives a beautiful red color. Look at that. It already, the meat already looks great. Now we're going in with my favorite epice. I don't feel like you can cook food and for it to be good if you don't have some epice. If you want a recipe for epice, I'm gonna make that soon. But if you look on the internet, there's hundreds of recipes for epice, okay? I need that in my food. And now we're gonna go in with that spicy hot habanero paste thing. Since I don't have peppers, like hot peppers, we're gonna use that instead, okay? Now we're gonna add our veggies that we chopped up. I'm doing it with one hand, so bear with me, okay? But we're gonna add those veggies that we chopped up, and you're gonna mix it in so that it could get some of the seasoning and the epice on it and everything. And you're just gonna set that aside while we prep our rice and everything else. But this is how it should look with everything added. I should have got a bigger bowl, but whatevs, we're doing what we're doing, okay? So mix that in. Beautiful. Love her. Leave her alone. Put her off to the side somewhere. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to tussle with nobody. Wash your freaking rice, okay? It just makes it come out better. It's not gonna be as sticky. Anytime I haven't washed my rice and I cooked it, it just didn't come out good. It came out super soft, or I don't know what it does. I don't know why it does that, like the starchiness. Just wash your rice. Mind you, I'm only making enough for myself so I can have some for today and a little bit of leftovers for tomorrow, but that's why it's just a little bit It's just me. I'm the only one who's gonna eat this, okay? But yeah, wash your rice. I'm not finna debate with nobody. Wash your freaking rice. Period. End of story. This is what I meant when I said rice and peas, like actual peas. This is like my favorite type of rice to eat. Like rice and peas. Not the Jamaican type of rice and peas, just actual rice and peas. So now we're gonna do our rice. So to a pan or pot, you're gonna add some oil or butter. Either one works fine. Then we're gonna add our scallion and our garlic. And then we're gonna add some chicken. Okay, we're gonna let that fry up. Don't let them burn, guys. Put your heat on low. Don't let it burn. You can already see my garlic is getting real toasty. That's okay, but just don't let it burn, okay? And you're gonna just let that get nice and toasted. Let your peas cook down a bit. And I'm gonna add some salt. This is for the rice. I'm gonna add some salt. I'm gonna add some paprika to give it that color. Remember I said paprika gives color, right? And we're gonna add some Tony's Creole seasoning, okay? And we're gonna let that fry up with the green onion. Also added a little bit of sazon and a little bit of chicken bouillon, not too much. And then you're gonna add your frozen peas right on in there and let that cook a little bit with everything you already added to the pot, okay? I'm doing this with one hand, guys, so bear with me, okay? And we're gonna add our rice in just to get a little toast, okay? Now we're gonna just let the rice get a little toasty with all the seasonings and the peas and everything else we added to the pot, okay? We're gonna add some water soon. Just give it a little second. Don't have your heat too high at this point, just a little bit so that it can get a nice little toast on it, okay? So like medium heat right here, okay? And yeah, once you feel like everything is well incorporated with each other, everybody got to know each other and are friends, that's when you're gonna add your water, okay? So in a second here, I'm gonna add some water. I'm just letting everything, you know, do a little toasty toast. And there we go, adding the water. And my water look a little funny because that's the same bowl that had the seasoning in it, so it's no problem. Just add some water, not too much. My recipe for the real recipe for rice is, I believe, 2 cups for rice, 1 cup water, I believe. But me, I just eyeball it, so I just let the water cover the rice just a little bit, not too much. And even if you do add too much water, guys, you can just like keep the heat on high and the water will evaporate. And when you feel like it's the right consistency, it's the right amount of water, that's when you turn your heat down, okay? So now we're gonna let that come to a rolling boil, okay? And that, once it's in a rolling boil, that's when you put your lid on and you turn the heat all the way down to the lowest setting, and you put your timer on for 12 minutes. I make my rice like this all the time, and it comes out perfect every single time. I've never had any issue making my rice this way, okay? So leave her alone 12 minutes, okay? Do not take the lid off no matter what you do, okay? This is after 12 minutes. Just go in there, fluff her up. If you feel like it still needs a little bit more cooking time, you can turn off your heat and just keep the lid on there, okay? Now let's get to the star of the show, the stewed chicken. So to a pan, now we're gonna add some olive oil. That's what I have on hand. You could also use butter, whatever type of, you know, oil, whatever you want to use. So not too much. I'm adding a little bit of olive oil, and this is a key part. This is an important step in making stewed chicken. A lot of people buy browning. You do not need browning from the store. This is how you make browning. You use a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit, because if you put too much, it will be very bitter and your meal will be ruined. Trust me, this is based off experience, okay? So you need a little bit of sugar and let it get really nice and brown, like burnt pretty much, like burn the sugar. And then you're gonna fry your chicken or your meat, whatever meat you're making, because I know some people do this for other meats. And you're gonna fry that up in there. This is gonna give the chicken a nice glaze, a nice brown color, You don't need browning, okay? This is how you do browning. This is how you brown your meat. And leave the veggies, only put the chicken for now, but this is gonna go in the pot as well. And we're gonna get all that piece out with some water, so don't worry. But don't touch the chicken, let it get a nice glaze. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is already. It's not even done cooking yet, but we're gonna give it a nice sear on all sides and let it get familiar with that sugar and that oil. It's gonna be good, guys. Just trust me. Trust the process right here, okay? Now I turned my heat down because this process right here is very delicate. Like, you do not want your chicken to burn because we're not cooking it yet. We're just giving it a nice sear. This right here is not cooked. It looks cooked, but it's not cooked. And we're also gonna catch up on Love Island. If you know, you know, okay? But yeah, now we're gonna add our veggies. There goes the water that we're gonna add. And this is very important step as well, ketchup, okay? I don't know if this is the real authentic, but a Jamaican themselves taught me to put some ketchup in there, and that's how I've always made it. And you do not taste the ketchup, guys, because you're gonna dilute it with water and everything else. You do not taste the ketchup. I don't know what that does, but that's how I was taught to make it, so that's what I do, and it tastes really good. So, you know, if it broke, don't fix it, right? So now we added our water, and we're gonna let that come to a rolling boil again. So leave your once you add the water, you can put your fire back up to high. And I tasted it, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, so I'm gonna go back and adjust the seasonings just a little bit. So I added some paprika just for that more color. Oh, and I left some of the veggies behind because I wanted it to have like that real flavor of like onion, you know. So I saved some of the onions, and now I'm adding that. Okay, but those are gonna cook by the time it's all done. At this point now, you can turn your heat down to a simmer and let this finish simmering, like let it simmer for the rest of the way, because what that's gonna do is cause the sauce to thicken up like it is here, and that's when you basically know that you're done. You see how most of the water has evaporated and it's left us with this nice thick sauce. That's what you're looking for to know that you're done, okay? And this is the rice. This is how the rice ended up looking. I just kept the lid on it. I turned the heat off and I kept the lid on it until I was done making the chicken, and this is how it came out. Beautiful. Loved it. It was delicious, guys. So this is everything plated. I was about to eat while I finish up watching Love Island. Let me know if you guys end up making this recipe. It was a 10 out of 10. I loved it.